Good evening, judges. I am Adarsh Agarwala, and along with Ms. Naman Soni, we together form Team Bits Please. The theme that we have chosen for the hackathon is healthcare, and the problem that we are trying to solve here are the difficulties faced by common man during this time of the pandemic. On December 2019, a novel coronavirus was found in Wuhan, China. Fast forward 1 hour, 1.5 years after that, to this day also, the whole world is struggling to get rid of the virus and lead a normal life. The main the main difficulties that are faced by common man is that we cannot go out without the fear of getting infected, and also we aren't being updated every minute and every day with the things that are going on in the outside world. So keeping this in mind, we have made a Flutter application to solve this issue. We call the app Duruna, Durahuna. That is our tagline. The first thing that a new user has to do is register themselves on the app. This is done through their phone numbers. For this task, we have used Firebase's Firebase authentication method. As soon as we enter the correct OTP, the user's phone number is made as a structure in the Firebase's Cloud Firestore. So this is our home page. So we will go this way. First, I will explain all the features. I will give you a walkthrough of all the features we have added in the application. Then we will discuss briefly about the technicalities involved. So in the home page, we see the news, all the live news. I mean, can you please just show the news? Yeah. So what we have done here is all the live news you can see 3 hours, 4 hours ago. All the news that as the major news channels are publishing, we can find in the application directly. Yeah. If you click on the news and any one of them, we can know more about it. Read more about it easily. This is done through an API call. Also, we have live COVID statistics. Can you please show? Yeah. So here what we have done is we are showing the live statistics that are going on in India. We are showing graphically and numerically the active number of cases, recovered, deceased, and confirmed cases in India and all the union territories. This too, the news one and this statistics, these two screens will can help a user be updated on what is going on the outside world and act accordingly. Next, we have a machine learning model that we have trained and used here. The idea behind this is COVID has various symptoms ranging from a simple headache to fever and to diarrhea. So if a person having a mild headache is getting afraid that he might be having COVID-19, what they can do is they can just scan their chest X-ray and get an estimate whether they might be having COVID-19 or not. So we'll just show you how it is done. Someone, can you please show a test run? So basically, what we have to do is we have to choose an X-ray image that the user might have taken in the past few days. And then we have to start the test. This can take a few seconds to fetch the output. As what we have done is, yes, as we can see here, the person is COVID positive with a confidence score of 82%. So the technicality involved basically here it is that we have made the model in Python in TensorFlow to be precise, and then hosted on Heroku. Then we are making the an API call made on Node.js. The API is made on Node.js to the Flutter application, and we are fetching the output. Our model has three outputs: COVID positive, non-COVID, and non-COVID other infectious diseases. The model here, it has been cited from a research paper and a publicly available GitHub repository used for research purposes. Next, Naman, can you please? Uh, yeah. So we'll just show another example of how it is working. Yeah. Lung obesity basically means the user has other known other known COVID infectious diseases. This particular feature has tremendous feature scope, as when the accuracy can be reached up to and attained up to 98-99%, which can be attained in the near future with better data sets. Then this feature will be of great help to the common person. Can you please go on to the next feature, the user tracking? Yeah. So suppose I am a common person and I need to go out to get some groceries. The main thing that is keeping me from doing it, that is going in my mind, is what if someone near me is COVID positive and I get infected from them? So what we have done for this is we've implemented live tracking inside the application. Basically, what is being done here is the application tracks the user continuously, and whenever someone comes in at a radius of less than 10 meters near you and they are COVID positive by any chance, then you will get an alert and their live location where they are exactly at. So you can just, yeah, as you can see here, we have gotten the uh, notification about it. And if you open the map, we will find all the people near us who are using the app and are COVID positive as well as COVID negative. This can help people avoid unwanted circumstances. More about this feature and its technicalities will be discussed later by Naman. Naman, can you please now show a QR scanner?
Okay.
Yeah, this is another good feature that we have thought of. Suppose I am going in a shop to buy some medicines, but I'm afraid that maybe the shop owner is COVID positive. So what I can do is I can just scan his QR code and I will get the his COVID status, whether he's COVID positive or negative. Yeah, Naman, can you please go to the next feature? So basically, these are the features that we have already implemented. But given the time constraints, we had many more ideas that we could have come up with, but could not implement right now. So I will just tell you more about it. What are the ideas in our mind? Can you please go to the home screen? Yeah, can you please show the Dorona bot? Yeah. So basically, what we can do is here is we can make a bot, a chat bot. Basically, uh, the technicalities involved will be very simple. Using Dialogflow, which is provided by Google, we'll train a chat bot in which we will add the most commonly asked questions, the FAQs, by a common person during the time of pandemic. All the data is publicly available in WHO and UNICEF's website, and whenever a is user is afraid or thinking of something, he can just ask the Dorona bot, and he will get the correct accurate answers for it. Also, we have added a self-assessment test. If a user is having some mild symptoms or is getting scared whether they are positive or not, they can get an estimate through the self-assessment test. What it basically does is it asks you various questions ranging from the last time you had gone out to whether you are having any symptoms, and other questions also, and gives you a raw score. That score is then converted to a level of danger that you are currently of having COVID positive or being COVID positive. Also, along with it, we are thinking of implementing vaccination centers inside the app. As we know, the vaccination centers are made available by the government. For this purpose, there are two or three government application and websites which are from which we can book our slots. But because of heavy traffic, before a person can book a slot, it gets full. So what we can do is we can just implement that same thing inside our application. We can check the slots regularly check the available slot in every district, and by other filters such as age and the vaccine, which the company of the vaccine which we want to use, and we can check through our application. Along with it, what we have thought of implementing is whenever the selected user's location pin code has a free slot, he will be notified, and they can directly book the slots from the application. For this, there are APIs available made available from the government, and we need prior permission from the Ministry of Healthcare India to implement it. So these are all the features and other main features that we have thought and we have implemented inside the app as of now. So now we will just give a bit overview of the technicalities involved here. Naman, please can you say a little more about the location tracking thing?
Okay, thank you, Adarsh. In the GPS tracking, what we are doing actually, we are continuously fetching the user's location, but the continuous user's location is very useful when we are when that location fetching works in the background, means when the app is terminated, the location fetching means that the location should be fetched and it should store in the server, or means it should work when the app is in background means. So what we have done here, first of all, we have started a foreground service, as you can see here. For a foreground service, we have to show a sticky notification in the app drawer that it should notify the user that there is something going on in the background, that we are keeping we are tracking we are fetching the location of yours to keep you updated. And in the foreground service, we are fetching the location of the user, and we are storing that location onto the server. And you can see here that how we are fetching. uh, this is our service, this is our foreground service. Here we have started a foreground service, and this is the location request which we are doing at an interval of 5,000 milliseconds, means 5 seconds. And or when the user changes his location by 10 meter, means when the user goes ahead 10 meter or changes its location by 10 meter, it will fetch the location, and it will update the location to the server. And as soon as the location is updated to the server, the cloud functions which we have uploaded to the Firebase functions, you can see here that on location create and on location update, whenever the location of the user is updated, these triggers will be these functions will trigger. And what these functions do, these functions will find the users in their pin code, means we have stored the location of a user according to the, means we have distributed the locations location collection in state wise, then we are storing it district wise, and then finally we are storing the location of the user in his pin code collection. Like all the users who are in the same pin code will be placed in the same collection. And the cloud functions means suppose that this location is updated, the cloud function will find all these users, and and on the user who is COVID positive, and means he and is and in the radius of 20 meter, then it will notify the user, and it will then the functions will send a notification to that notification tray. And you can see here, like if I start the app again, uh, let us see if it delivered. Okay, yes, you can see here that the notification is delivered as soon as the location is updated as on the server. The notification is delivered that 2% near you are COVID positive. And you can see in the app also that you can find that in the Google Map also, that the red markers are the person who are using the app and reported as COVID positive, and which is marked as red marker. And here you can see that the person who is using the app but COVID negative, that's why he is marked as, or she is marked as green marker. So and this is how we are tracking a user, because after, and because we have to start the foreground service, because after Android 8 we cannot fetch the location in background. But our app should work in background also. That's why we have started a foreground service. And the major problem which we faced is this only, that we cannot get the location in background. And then for the Firebase function, you can see here that we have these two Firebase functions, this on location create and on location update. And on location update, and whenever the location is updated, and when the status of the other user is positive, and the distance is less than 50 meter, or whatever we decide, uh, uh, it will increase the count value, and it will just notify the user that 2 persons are near you are COVID positive, or 3%, or like that. And
Thank you,
in
Naman.
uh,
Thank you, Naman. So this was basically an overview about the main feature that we implemented here, the hardest feature that we came across. And another interesting thing that I would like to mention here is our model there. Naman, can you please open the application once more?
application.
Yeah. What we have done is the main idea behind the application is that not only the high-end smartphone users, but also the low-end smartphone users can use the app hassle-free. For that, maybe a person residing in a small village or a town doesn't have a good internet connectivity. So when they are trying to use the chest X-ray scanner to determine whether they're code positive or not, they may face issues. For that purpose, what we have done is we have added a TF Lite model, which converted the TensorFlow model into a TF Lite and embedded that directly inside the application. And now the application checks whether the internet connection is available and it is fast or not, and if it is available, the data is fetched from the API call, and if not, then we are using the model already available inside the application. The best thing about this is if we retain the model with a better data set, we don't have to again and again publish newer versions of the application on Play Store. As we can see here, this function is used. Yes. Now, about the future, yeah, Manaman, can you please reopen the applications? So this was all about our application. Thank you so much. And one last thing that I would like to mention here is the future for scope of the application. As I've mentioned here, there are many more features that I have talked about, but we have not implemented given the time constraints that can be implemented in the near future. Now, along with that, we also can implement a reminder feature. Can you please, Naman, open the reminder feature? So, who UNICEF and all the healthcare institutions are coming up with different nutrition supplements and healthy habits to follow during this pandemic. Some of them are listed in our application. All of these listed are directly recommended by WHO and UNICEF. So, what we can do is a person can always forget to take their medicines or their immunity boosters on time. So, what we can do is we can set a reminder. We have not implemented the whole thing right now, but the UI is somewhat like this. What we can do is the user can just come here, type a reminder that they want to be reminded about, and I'm gonna type something random like take my vitamin, whatever the user wants to be reminded of, and the days. Suppose he selects every day, remind me every day, and sets a time or something. Then if he adds it at that particular time every day, the person will be reminded that they have to take this medicine. This way the person will be helped a lot. So this was all about the application that we have developed, Dorona, for this hackathon. Thank you so much. Naman, would you like to say something?
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you.